Hello?
Hey, Choclair, what's happening?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. We appreciate you for coming on a show today. Um, we just want to talk to you a bit about that song, Work It. We want to know how that record actually came into fruition.
Well, me and Cass, we started talking about over in the summer. We started talking about doing working together on some stuff, and we just ended up going into the studio together, and we started working on some songs, and then we started with one track that we had, and then the next session that we had coming up, I went in there and we had a beat, and I just started writing down ideas and everything like that, and putting all the different ideas and stuff like that together. So I kind of came up and kind of produced, not composed like as far as beat making or anything, but just kind of put the thoughts and the ideas and everything together. And Cass came in and he did his parts and his spots, and and we thought it came out pretty tight. And then we were like, okay, let's go. We feel like we're liking this, and 4 weeks in, we've crossed the century mark, and it's going pretty well.
Dope, dope, dope. So did you guys work on more than one project at that point, or was that like the main project you guys were doing?
Well, we were working on a project, so we started on maybe one or two, or maybe well, there was like maybe three beats and stuff like that were roaming around, but then we ended up settling on the one that's for Work It at the moment. But there's other projects that are out there that we've been talking about and discussing about, doing more work and stuff like that because of the success of this one. So there's other songs that are going on as well. But we were just working on a whole bunch of things. We were just coming up with ideas and different ideas that we can go and figure out, and we came up with Work It, and and it was good. And like just off of doing that, because I've been producing my own music for a while.
Okay.
So just off of doing that and seeing the success of putting together this track as well. Now there's other projects that we're working on that I'm working on as well. So I'm producing for others now. It's kind of like a weird kind of bridge jump into other type of things, because usually I just write music for myself, but now I'm like producing other people now, and in the middle of doing a whole bunch of other stuff as well at the same time.
Okay, okay. As far as you said that you're producing for other people right now, as far as working with other people and just doing things by yourself, how different is the process when it comes to working with other people?
It's not really that much different, with the exception of, if I'm producing like my own song, like if I'm making my own tracks that I'm doing, it's really just it's my idea, my thoughts, and then I take in from other people, their suggestions, and at the end of the day, you kind of just move forward and continue to do what you're doing. But when you're kind of working with other people, you have your thoughts and your ideas, but it's ultimately their song. So you got to work with they're also their opinions and ideas that they want to work in, and then you might have a vision of how things can go and be structured or whatever, but you have to also be sensitive to what they want and how they want their creativity to be out there as. So you take a little bit more in, but at the end of the day, the ultimate goal at the end of the day is to have a dope track.
Right.
And and it's their creative vision. I'm just trying to help them put it together, because one thing that I've kind of over the years, and meeting a lot of artists and rappers and everything like that, and even singers too, because I produced for songs from singers as well. I just can't sing, but I can, I do for other people as well. Is a lot of people are very talented and everything, but they just may not know certain structures, and the way that songs go. It's and how to go and put it together. It's like meeting somebody that's a very fast runner, but then they get with a track coach, and they show them how to go and enhance their natural ability, or
Yeah.
they go to a singing coach and it shows them, because they're already a natural born singer, but they show them how to go and do it better. So it's kind of like that type of game. So it's not that much different, with the exception of you got to keep in mind of their personality and also what they want to accomplish at the end of the day.
Okay,
That's
okay.
cool. That's
Dope.
cool.
I had one question about so I know that Work It is it's making some waves internationally right now. It was recently featured on Ill or Kill on K100 Radio in Atlanta. Shout out K100 Radio. I just wanted to know, did you guys think it was going to be like a hit over in the, like it was going to have so much success over in other countries like the U.S.?
Well, because he was coming off of the success off of Bang, the track that he did with Carl Wolf. So, like one of our main things of thinking was we got to go in, we need something that's going to be as good or perform even better.
Yeah.
Because you always want to be climbing up the ladder. You don't want to stay in the same place and you're not trying to climb down the ladder.
Yeah.
So, we did, that was our goal. That was the stuff that we were sitting here and thinking about and saying, this is what the goal is. You never really know because everybody's opinions is different and music trends change all the time and, and everything like that. So we always had a plan on trying to go and make it be successful, but like we're just happy that it became even more successful even sooner than than expected, because at this point, like I think it took over a month with Bang to go and to get the type of views that we had, and we did ours in under a month. So we're actually overachieving at the moment, which is great, and getting picked up on all these different radio stations. Like I was hearing about places over in Israel and in Germany and all these different places like that. Like the song is getting picked up and getting played. So, and it's good. And it's a really good feeling, and that is getting that. And then a lot of the numbers people are seeing, they're only seeing one platform. Like they're only seeing Spotify numbers. Yeah, they're not seeing the iTunes numbers and the Raspberry numbers and the Stingray numbers and all these different other platforms that people around the world. Because in other places around the world, they have a whole different, a streaming service that's more popular. Let's say over in Nigeria, that's popular over here. We're used to Tidal, iTunes, and Spotify.
Yeah.
Over there, they might be used to something that we don't even know about. When I look at my thing, sometimes I'm like, what streaming service is this? But there's a whole bunch of streams coming off of that one, and I'm like, oh, and then I have to look up what country it's from, So those are just off of one platform. So, I'm pretty sure that we're doing pretty well over there, and it's great to see, and we're just going to continue to go. And as the new year just came around the corner last week, we're even looking for even more so to go in and go in and enhance it even more and push it even more through. This without a video or anything. This is just radio play and streams.
Okay,
That's dope. That's dope. So with all the success of this single, can we expect much musically from you in the upcoming year, like a project or album or mixtape or anything?
Yeah, well, I finished my, it's untitled at the moment, but I finished my record off already. Plus, there's a secret collaborative record that's in the works right now, but that's not ready to really go and discuss at the moment, but I'll just tease you with that for now. So that's also in the works for now, and and then also this year is actually the 20th anniversary of Northern Touch, and so there's a lot of stuff that's about to go and happen with that this year. I was just doing some interviews just last week about it and everything. So being that it's the 20th year anniversary of Northern Touch, we got this record, Work It, that's doing really well, and I have my own record that's finished, and plus I got this next secret sauce collaborative record that I'm working on as well. I think it's going to be a very, very busy, interesting, and a very, very good year coming up this 2018. And, we're just looking forward to people hearing, because a lot of people ask me, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? But I've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes. And the thing that's going to be happening right now is that I'm getting back from behind the scenes. And they'll be seeing, like a lot of people will be surprised with some of the songs that are out there that I was actually a part of, but just I was behind it. You just wouldn't know I was there, So that's a good thing I like, because then they'll be like, oh, and they'll also see like the new music that I've been creating, and I think that they're gonna love it, because if you're liking stuff like, Work It, and then there's a track by Natasha Waterman that's Dedicate. And songs like that, then you're gonna like a lot of things that are coming up as well.
That's dope. That's exciting to hear.
Yeah, it's exciting for it to come to do that. And I was talking to my friend KLC from Baby Blue Sound Crew the other day, and we were just talking, and he was always like, "Man, it's kind of weird. Like everything kind of moves in cycles. It's like one cycle came, and then and then another cycle comes back, and now you're seeing like a few years ago, and I think even just last year, like Maestro just dropped a new record last year, and before that he dropped a record before that, and they're like, yeah, see, now he's doing the acting and everything. It's like his cycle's just turning over again. It's like He's like, I think right now this is your cycle to turn back over. He's like, you've been in the game since your very first album release was like '99. He's like, yo, next year is going to be 20 years of since Ice Cold. Right now it's 20 years of Northern Touch, so it's great to see that you have that longevity in the game and people still check for you and you're still able to go and do it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since you're influenced across the whole Canadian scene and what it is now compared to then and everything.
Oh yeah, and now there's more people who are willing to accept it and not look at it as a B-rated music. Like before, people used to add the Canadian in front of the hip hop because they wanted to go and they used to go and put it as like a B movie or something. But now it's just they'll say Canadian now because of pride, not because they're trying to degrade it or underrate it or something like that. They'll say it, yeah, this is Canadian hip hop, but it's just considered hip hop now. And as you walk around the city, all you do is see people just wearing Jays hats, where before people were always wearing Yankees and Pittsburgh Pirates and Philadelphia Phillies hats. Now you can't go anywhere without a Jays hat, Jays jacket, Jays something. Like everybody's wearing something Jays, and it just shows that pride that that people that came before me, like the Maestros, Dream Warriors, Ghetto Concepts, Mission Needs, Thrust, Kish, just a whole Concrete Mob, all those things where we were coming up and had to go and persevere through and try to go and make our stamp in the business to now where we're happy that it's easier for people to go and make their stamp in the business now up here because of all that legwork that they did even before I came along, and then the stuff that I was doing as I went along, and the Cardis and the Julies and the Stockses and and everybody else coming on to where now you have everybody just kind of doing their thing and everybody is has that pride in where they come from, and also and the people up here, they actually have pride in the music that comes out here. So it's no more like Canadian hip hop or Toronto rap, and they look at it like it's not as good. They look at it as pride, like, yeah, this is from our town. This is, they speak the same way I speak, like that hip hop patois where they say, yo, wagwan B. They mix it all together, so and once they hear that, they're like, yeah, that he's from Toronto or he's from Canada, because that's the way we talk.
Yeah. But I want to see with you guys specifically, like, do you guys have a marketing plan to sort of push your artists towards the states market? Because in Canada, it seems like with a lot of artists, like, Canadians don't really love you until you go to the States and make it big. So is that like a marketing plan that you guys have, or is it just you guys just make the music and then if it hits, it hits, and if it doesn't, it doesn't?
No, there's always going to be a plan behind it, and and it's not necessarily to do it because the home won't love you until you're big somewhere else. It's just a matter of we believe in the music that is coming out and the music that we're doing, and so we want to make it accessible to everybody all around the world. Yeah. And so us going out there and proactively going and making interviews and talking to radio stations and DJs and stuff like that over in the US and overseas and stuff like that. That's because we believe in the product, and we're going to go and get the product to you because we know that once you hear it, you're going to go and actually, you're going to be interested in it. Yeah. And even the bigger part about it is that once you see us perform it, then you're even going to be more in love with it. So our thing is to get it into people's faces, because you can have the best thing in the world. You can have the best burger in the world, but if nobody ever tastes it, they will never even know. So our thing is to go and make sure that they taste it, that they see it. Because once they know that they see it and hear it and taste it and feel it and vibe it, that they're going to be like, this is some good stuff, and we really want these guys to go and get all over it. So yes, we do have a plan to go and get it all over the world, but we're not doing it only just because we think that we have to go and make it over there before people accept it here. We hope that people accept it here so they can be the ones that say, yeah, we were on it from the first time.
Yeah, we were on it before y'all.
Yeah, we were on this. Oh, this is old. Not it's old to us, but it's, you guys are just getting on it now in February. Yo, man, they've been playing this song since December up here. Yeah. You guys are late. You guys are late. You say you're late.
Give them a bit of pride in the music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good to see that you can have that local sort of following that is really your core fan base for your newer tracks.
Yeah, and then the thing with them too is that they're also kind of like the tastemakers, because you know, we from like when I was listening, well, not listen, I still listen to it. When I was growing up and listening to music, all we would get is just the music that came from the States, so we know what's going on. And I was telling this guy in Chicago, I was like, you know, we've always known what's been going on over in the States and whatever. The only thing is you guys just didn't know what was going on over here. But now that we have like the Tory Lanes and the Drakes, you know, and all these other artists that are coming out that are doing big things over there as well. Well, now you're paying attention. Like we actually, you know, in my opinion, we've had the best. When was it? February 16th. We had the best All-Star game since the Vince Carter dunk-offs. You know, and everybody came up here because now everybody came up. It was one of the better All-Star weekends that they've had ever since. Yeah. And it's like now you guys are sitting there checking for us, and now you guys know. Now you guys are looking up here, but you're not just looking up here because of you want to go and, you know, just have great exchange rates on the dollar. It's because you're going to come up here and go and check out all the talent and the music that's up here, and this is the stuff that you need to be prepared for. So we're just doing that and just letting. So we hear the music. So when we hear like our core fans that go and check out our music, and they're like, yeah, I like it, or this one's good, but whatever, we still take it as this is what the people around the world are going to say. Yeah. You know, because we have a worldly music, you know, intake up here. We listen to everything that comes our way.
Yeah, very multicultural.
Very multicultural, you know. Like even I have some friends that will go and listen to, you know, like the Indian vibes, and I'll go and I'm like, man, imagine if you just change some of the Indian drums into some reggae drums, and if they put some reggae drums with some Indian drums, like imagine that type of cross collaboration. You know what I mean? And exactly, you know. But that's the thing is like, so, you know, we have such an international listening market up here. So when we drop stuff and people give their opinions, we could be like, yeah, this will probably work over here or work over there. And so it's good to have that core fan base behind you.
Yeah. Most definitely. Well, Choclair, we appreciate you for calling into the show. We have to wrap up. We only have about 2 more minutes left on our podcast.
All right.
But we just wanted to know for our viewers, can you tell us about any of the artists you're working with? Do you have any projects coming up or any shows or anything like that for our viewers to hear?
Well, I'm going to keep that a little bit under wraps just for now, but what I can say is that definitely you got to go and check out this. If you haven't checked it out, you probably just heard it a second ago. Make sure you check out that Cass record, Work It. That's out there right now. I got a new record coming out this year. And a whole bunch of other big projects. A lot of big announcements are coming out this year. I just don't want to get ahead of myself. And then you guys will be like, oh, you said it was by February, but it happened in March. You liar.
All right, y'all heard me. Stay on the lookout. Stay on the lookout.
Yeah, you know, so stay on the lookout and one love. And thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you for joining us on the show.
All right, respect, bro.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, there you have it. We just had Choclair on.